So the first of our semi-finals complete, and victory to the world number ones. We've got Japanese players in the men's doubles coming up, and then we've got men's singles, the match that so many of us are looking forward to, Lin Dan against Lee Chong-wei. It will be the 35th meeting between those two players. But first we have the men's doubles. Kim Ji-jung and Kim Sa-rang up against Kenichi, Hayakawa and Hiroyuki Endo. Well, looking at the destination Dubai rankings, and you can see the top 5 remain the same after the French Open. The number 6 and 7 changed places, and Kim moved into the top 10. Well, you can see at semi-final stage 2 Korean pairs, and former champions Bo and Mogensen beaten yesterday by this pair. 2-time former champions, incidentally, the Danes, Bo and Mogensen. But my goodness, hasn't this pair come good towards the end of this year? Kim Ji-jung and Kim Sa-rang. Well, I was very disappointed with the way they started the year. The Koreans didn't look to be in the best physical shape. But now they've been in 3 finals. One of those finals, I have to point out, is a non-ranking event, the World University Games, where they won gold. But I thought that was the catalyst for them beginning to believe again and regaining their form. They followed that up, of course, with a runners-up spot in their home Super Series event, and last week they won their home Grand Prix Gold event. So there, Kim Ji-jung, this is his second semi-final here at this tournament, because 2 years ago he was in the semi-final of the mixed doubles. 25-year-old Kim Ji-jung, his partner Kim Sa-rang, 26. Well, this is their third semi-final in their last 4 Super Series tournaments for the Koreans. And that sort of emphasises my point about a resurgence in their form, which is very, very good to see. Up 1 place in the world ranking this week, up to number 11, and that means that they leapfrog and swap places with the former world champions Go Sung-kyung and Shin Bek-chol, who of course we saw in the top half of the draw here at the China Open. Well, in the very first round they beat the number 8 seeds Lee Sheng-mo and Sai Chia-sin. Yesterday they beat the 2-time winners Bo and Mogensen, both those matches in 3 games. So to the Japanese pair, the number 5 seeds, there's Kenichi Hayakawa, 29 years of age. His partner will only turn 29 next month. They're number 6 in the world ranking at the moment. They have been as high as 2, a total of 6 weeks at number 2 in the world, and that happened last year. As we saw, they're number 3 on the Super Series list, and they've played all 10 Super Series tournaments. This, of course, is the 11th Super Series tournament of the 12 in the MetLife BWF World Superseries Tour. They have won all of their matches in 2 straight games. Well, I hope you were able to read that. I can tell you a little bit more. Second round, they beat Thaihot and Liu Kai. If you were with us on Thursday, you will have enjoyed that match. 10th meeting between these 2 pairs, and the Japanese pair won 5 of the previous 9, including the last, which was the quarter-final of the Japan Super Series. So, of course, the Japanese pair on home soil. Now, let me tell you more about the Japanese pair. In their quarter-final, they beat Wang Yilu and Zhang Wen of China. And that young Chinese pair is the pair that in the second round beat the world champions and number 2 seeds Mohamed Hassan and Hendra Setiawan. So for them to beat them 11 and 14, I thought was pretty impressive. So Japanese pair playing well here in Fuzhou. So the number 5 seeds from Japan, far side of the court, getting this match underway. Well, 3 of the previous 9 matches have gone the full distance between these two pairs. There's Kang Kyung-jin, Korean coach, bronze medalist at the 1999 World Championships in the mixed doubles. Oh, that's nice. Well, it really is quite a battle, isn't it, as far as Korea are concerned for Olympic qualification. One assumes that the world number 1s, Lee Yong-dae and Yoo Young-sung, who were the 2-time defending champions here at the China Open, won for the last 2 years, they're world number 1s. But at 11 and 12 in the world ranking, former world champions, and this pair, Kim and Kim, twice world championship bronze medalists. Of course, both pairs have to be in the top 8 to qualify for Rio, but more than capable, both these Korean pairs, of achieving that.
Yeah, and there's a bit of a traffic jam there on the 7, 8, 9, 10th spot in the world ranking, where a number of countries are looking to get 2 pairs qualified for the Olympics. But impressive tournament so far from both these pairs, in my opinion. Koreans played some 3-game matches, but yesterday winning the 2nd and 3rd game with 13 and 9 against Bo and Mogensen, that's definitely a good result.
Yeah.
The Japanese have not lost a game yet in this tournament.
Oh, service fault called. Struck above the waist.
Yeah.
Don't disagree either. Yeah, it's nicely taken by Hayakawa.
4-3. Back. 4-0.
It's not often this year that we've seen semifinals in men's doubles, and Bo Mogensen, Fu, Jung, Lee and Yo, and Sechawan and Asan, none of those 4 pairs are represented.
Yep.
That's very rare.
Very good point.
Spoke to Danish head coach Lars Uhr at breakfast, and we discussed a little bit about the Koreans probably a little bit tired, and he made a very good point in saying, yeah, but there's some of them that are still very, very hungry, and we can see that this pair here is making a move towards the end of the year, and so is Ko Sung-hyun and Shin Baek-chol, the former world champions.
Yeah, and of course, Shin Baek-chol missed the beginning of the year because he had to do his military service, yes. So they were always going to be playing catch-up, weren't they?
Yeah. So at least a number of pairs who are not used to, or not regulars in semifinals, they are still quite fresh here.
And of course, for the Japanese pair, they're looking to reach their 7th Super Series tournament final, and they're still looking for their first title. So Japanese pair are very hungry to get that first Super Series title under the belt.
And it looks like a good opportunity. I'm not totally aware of their head-to-head against the the three pairs left in the tournament. But I mean,
7,
it's anybody's chance.
Yeah.
It's very hard to predict who is going to win this tournament. Perhaps a little bit of an advantage to Biao Chai and Hong Wei, who's on home court.
Oh, that's clever. Oh, my goodness, he got it back. Good rally. Oh, yeah. What a smash to end it. In between the two Japanese players, a little bit flatter. That was extraordinary defense. I thought it was a winner all the way from Kim Sa-rang. Look at that. Perfect placement. Both the Japanese players leaving it for the other. Terrific rally. 38 shots.
Thank you. Six, 7.
Mm.
7, 0.
Well, so one of the first times that I really took note of Kim Sa-rang was in the 2012 Thomas Cup finals when he was playing with Lee Yong-dae. They sort of threw in a scratch pairing against Taiyun and Fu Haifang in the final. And I really noticed the speed of Kim Sa-rang. And that I have thought has been lacking of late. And I've seen glimpses.
The speed.
The speed.
Yeah, but that was one of the things that the Danes noted, that he got more strong on the physical part of the game. Definitely raised his level in that matter.
Eight, 7.
There we are.
Service over.
It's a good example.
8, 0.
Speed at the front of the court to intercept that.
Nine, 8.
Oh, yes.
Good interception by Hayakawa.
9, 0.
Well, like the women's doubles pair that we just watched from Japan, I think this Japanese men's doubles pair very much have a favoured formation, don't they?
Clear concepts.
Yeah.
Hayakawa at the net, and Endo playing the playmaker role from the backcourt.
Number is over. 10, 9.
Oh, yes, that was nice. Oh, there's a challenge here. He was called in.
Hayakawa, challenge call in.
No, that smash went down so quickly. I didn't really see it. So I'm not going to make a prediction here. Hawkeye's going to tell us what it was. Here we go. It was out. Good challenge.
Question
Good
out.
challenge. 10-all.
As we mentioned a number of times,
Number is
one of
over.
the
10.
situations
Oh.
where it's really hard for the linesman to judge correctly, because the smash was hit from across and sort of sliding out, so it's really hard to decide just where exactly did the cork touch the floor.
That's very, very good smash.
11, 10, interval.
Aiming towards the right hip, or just above the right hip. And Kim Sa-rang unable to defend. So it is the number 5 seeds from Japan who have the advantage, albeit just 1 point.
Count 1, 20 seconds. Count 1, 20 seconds.
Great pictures there.
Ready? 11, 10. Play. Endo. Play.
Oh. Yeah, good call.
12,
Yeah, it was
10.
almost, well, he did mistime the jump, didn't he?
Yeah, was still able to recover.
Yeah.
Number is over. 11, 12.
It's interesting to me the way they've been placing the shuttle on the smash so well. Both pairs aiming towards left hips, right shoulders.
Yeah.
Not just going for power. They're very thoughtful and very precise about the placement as well.
Number is over. 13, 12.
And he got faulted earlier, didn't he? And I guess he's just altered his service action. Therefore not in the groove. Therefore a service error. Oh, that's nice. Lovely change of pace
14,
from
12.
Kenichi Hayakawa.
Yeah, and it's two double pairs who's, I mean, they're from different countries, but I think there must be some of the same school in it, namely the school of Park Ju-bong, the current Japanese coach, but native Korean, and of course we mentioned he was a great player himself, perhaps one of the greatest all-round players in badminton ever. But he's sort of left a legacy in Korean badminton, first with Kim Dong-moon and the likes of his era, and passed it on to Lee Young-dae and the men's doubles players of now. And we saw Park was back in Korea coaching Ha-tae-kwon, Kim Dong-moon, Yo Young-sung, Lee Dong-so, very successfully up to the Olympics in Athens. All Korean men's doubles final. Can't do much better than that.
No.
14, 15.
And that means that it might come down to small variations. A bit of luck.
Service fault.
Yeah.
So a bit of luck or a bit of bad luck.
Or a bit of service situation.
Yeah. So that's 3 points in this game that Kim Sa-rang. That's 2 service faults and 1 service error. Yeah, I agree. What do you think?
Well, I think you definitely could call it, but it's not one of the worst services I've seen. I think what is harming Kim is that he raises his left hand after he let go of the shuttle, and that's often what I think the service judges are looking at.
Yeah, and I especially think that when a player hits a flick serve, it's because the left hand is getting out of the way because the racket head is coming through quickly. And I think there's an automatic.
We have a better chance of judging it here because we have the possibility to watch it in replay. And I still think it would be nice if the umpires practiced with replay situations and see are we actually correct in what we think our eyes tells us. Well played.
That's very well played. That backhand push from the net from Kim Sa-rang, the obvious shot and the easier shot was to bring it into the court more, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Keeping it straight like that, brilliant.
Yeah.
So 16 all.
Proves great technical abilities he's got. Good defense from Endo.
17, 16.
And what about this? Almost impossible to get it back into the court, but looking for these small decisive points. What about the strapping that Hayakawa has on his forearm? Is it just preventive, or is it about to get a little bit tired?
Yeah, I often see him with that strapping phone.
18, 16.
I'll make this a run of 4 straight points. It's gone along. 5 straight points.
19, 16.
Yeah, that pretty much should decide this game, considering how close it's been so far.
Oh, dear me.
20, game
6
point.
straight points and 4
16.
game point opportunities for the Koreans.
4.
That's a good smash.
Service over.
And again, I like the placement of that.
Yeah.
Across the body, aiming towards the right shoulder.
Yeah, because the
17,
player
20.
across of the smasher would be covering the middle of the court.
Mm. Nice.
Game.
Well, what a finish to
First
the
game won by
opening game.
Jung, 21-17.
7 of the last 8 points to the Koreans. And look at that smash. Good steepness down the tram line there. And the opening game, 21-17 in 20 minutes.
I had a feeling they ran out of steam a little bit, the Japanese pair.
They certainly, to me, just looked a little sloppy.
Yeah.
Returners of serve, errors and smashes that were
Out-
missing
out
by
the lines.
Yeah. They haven't been playing as many tournaments as their opponents. Of course, their opponents, the extra event that they played, the Korean Grand Prix Gold last week. But they're probably not feeling threatened in the same way as far as their Olympic qualification is concerned, currently at number 6 in the world. And it emphasises the point that you were making earlier, Steen. You know, there are certain pairs here that are really hungry.
They're hungry. It's
Yeah.
now or never.
Yeah.
And, Koreans currently looking to take the 8th spot in the Dubai Super Series finals,
Second game.
but are in a battle with their compatriots Ko Sung-hyun and Shin Baek-chol, and also the Chinese Taipei pair that they beat in the first round of this tournament, Lee and Tsai. And I guess also if we look at the two pairs, if we look at the season, the Japanese pair have been very consistent.
Yeah.
So you would suspect that the Koreans are a little bit more fired up. They've not been having that good a season, but
No.
suddenly everything falls into place here in the last couple of months, and they're finally finding their game.
Yeah, just to back up the point that you've made, as far as the Japanese pair are concerned, 13 of their 14 tournaments have been quarterfinal or better.
Yeah.
As far as the Koreans are concerned, 7 times they've lost in the first or second round. Oh, look at that.
So they're definitely going to make the most of this chance here.
3, love. Service over. 1, 3.
Oh, service fault called this time
Service over.
on
4,
Hayakawa.
1.
Yeah, now that's good to see. No questioning.
Oh, yeah. Also look at his left arm, it goes up. I still think the call was correct, but at least the left arm goes up quite a bit.
5, 1.
Oh, nice return.
Serve by Starbuck. 2-5.
Well, the Japanese pair, I think, need to keep this score very close early on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think they will be playing their 7th Super Series tournament final tomorrow. And that's helping their cause.
3-5.
Look at that. That whole rally and the momentum of the rally changed by this man, Kenichi Jung.
3.
Looked as if he was going to lift the shuttle, underarm shot, and blocked it to the net. It was lovely. Yeah, it's another nice drop. Gone wide.
Serve by Starbuck.
I like the way this Korean pair has developed, you know, Steam, because when we first saw them on the World Tour, they were playing at 100 miles an hour, everything. They're still very, very quick, but they do vary the pace nicely now.
Serve by Starbuck. 7-4.
Wide, but not as much as I would have thought from looking at the trajectory of the shuttle. I still think we have a little bit of a side drift.
Yeah. And that's the power of the smash and the angle of that smash from Kenichi Jung is why his drop shots become so effective.
Yeah.
Serve by Starbuck. 5-8.
Oh, it's gone long.
6-8.
Good interception.
Serve by Starbuck. 9-6.
Oh, that's way in.
Serve by Starbuck.
Yeah, it was
7,
poor judgment from
9.
Kenichi Jung. Luck of the net cord on the return of serve.
10-7.
Koreans go
7,
to the mid-game interval with a 4-point advantage. Kim Ji-jung and Kim Sa-rang. Two Japanese players being spoken to separately, and they were standing a fair distance from each other. And that's not because they don't like each other, it's just a subconscious reflection of the lack of togetherness that we're seeing in the playing situation.
Out 1, 20 seconds. Out 1, 20 seconds.
It's also if they're standing close together and there's two coaches talking, it gets crowded suddenly, and
yeah.
Eleven, 7. Play.
So 11-7. And we already won the first.
Service over. 8, 11.
No, it's a good response after the
Service
mid-game
over.
interval. Well, the Japanese pair. That one felt that's
9,
exactly what was
11.
needed.
yeah, they needed to catch up a little bit, to keep believing.
Yeah. It's been long.
Service over. 12, 9.
I think you summed up this match right at the start, actually, Steen, when you talked about hunger. And the difference to me between the two pairs is one pair is looking more hungry for success than the other pair.
And they're playing a little bit faster. The other ones, they can catch up, and if they'd been at the same time of their season and had done exactly the same, I think we would have been in for a really, really tight match. And you could say, of course, that it's still a tight match, and the Japanese still have a chance of winning it. It just seems that the Koreans are playing at a faster pace. They're looking for the opportunities. They're the ones creating the match, if you could say that. It's interesting. I just took a look at next week's draw in Hong Kong. We were talking about this, the amount of tournaments that some players have been
11,
playing.
12.
Lee Young-dae and Yo Young-sung didn't progress very far in this tournament, and we've seen Lee Young-dae play the mixed doubles here with Lee So-hee, and he's also playing the mixed in next week's Hong Kong Open. And to me, it raises some questions whether you can actually play two categories at a high level. We've seen some players being able to do it, Jiang Nan, and of course the women's doubles players from China. But it is demanding.
Yeah.
Service over.
And of course, in fairness, we've seen Lee Young-dae do that in the past when he was younger, but now at 26, 27, whether that's still a realistic prospect, I just don't know. I suspect you're right.
Play.
For instance, Lee Young-dae won 2
13,
titles
11.
here in 2008. Men's doubles with Jung Jae-sung,
And
mixed doubles with Lee Jung.
that was the mixed doubles combination that won the Olympic gold.
Yeah.
He was a favorite in men's doubles, but lost to a Danish pair, I remember.
That's sweet. Yeah.
But,
and in fact, 2 years running, Lee Yong-dae won 2 titles here.
and the thing is that he's been struggling in mixed doubles. He has been a factor ever since Lee Jung withdrew from international competition.
Yeah.
So he hasn't really been a factor, and that's why it seems a little bit odd to still try to get it going. Of course, we might be proven wrong, and Lee Yong-dae and Lee So-hee developing into a medal pair, but it definitely takes its toll in the long run. It's very different to ahead of the Super Series tournaments were introduced, because a lot of players didn't play that many tournaments at that time. I remember once Kim Dong-moon had like 4 tournaments in a year where he actually played. Then there was the team tournaments and so on, but we didn't see the players that much.
And this is what's so wonderful about the inception of the Super Series, because players are required to play, but not only that, players, as the prize money increases, players want to play all these elite level tournaments.
Exactly, and it's also interesting for the audience to see different winners. We discussed it with different winners of women's doubles, and I don't mind that it's not what we think is perhaps the best player of the year that's winning all the tournaments, because he or she is a little bit tired. That's okay with me.
Yeah.
They're still hanging in there, the Japanese, and all credit for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was caught short.
Line judge confirms that.
13.
I couldn't really see him from here where we're sitting. He's among all the photographers. Oh.
Yeah, are they getting a little bit tight, the Koreans?
Yeah, or perhaps Kim Sarang was a little bit in his way. It was shorter than they expected. Afraid of hitting his partner.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And if the Japanese could sort of steal this game, I think I would go with them in a decisive game.
Goodness.
Whoa.
Brilliant. What a delightful change of pace.
15.
Yeah, just that simple shot, taking all the pace out of the shuttle.
It's 9-4 for the Japanese pair since the interval.
And 5 of the last 6 points as well.
Yeah.
What a change in momentum.
Yeah, and a very bad service return from Jung.
Just why? Well, Endo looking round at his coaches, asking whether they should challenge. Well, that shouldn't be allowed. It's got to be the player's decision, and the challenge has got to be immediate.
Yeah.
And they haven't challenged anyway. I thought the line judge got it right.
Also, they're in a good run.
Yeah. So you don't want to disturb the momentum. So the Koreans back level. That was a good return of serve.
18, 17.
May have looked a bit like a nothing shot, but it was just enough pace on it to make it awkward. Good rally. Oh yes, very good rally.
18, oh.
Wide.
19, 18.
Points away from their second Super Series tournament final this year. The Korean combination. It's gone wide as well. It's match point opportunities.
20, match point, 18.
Oh, good interception. Oh! Good defense.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It's gone wide. And the Koreans are through to a second Super Series tournament final this year. They have beaten the seeded pair of Hayakawa and Endo in 2 straight games. 21-17, 21-18. What a final rally. That was brilliant.
Match won by Jung.
And just look at the delight. And once again, that, I think, emphasises the hunger, the desire. Perhaps a little greater in that match by the Koreans. Their confirmation, 44 minutes needed, 21-17, 21-18. So our first two semi-finals complete, and a reversal as far as nations' success is concerned between the women's doubles and the men's doubles. Next up is men's singles, then we've got women's singles, and then we finish with mixed doubles. So our next match, the 5 times champion here, Lin Dan of China, against the former world #1, Lee Chong-wei of Malaysia. Well, as far as the Destination Dubai Super Series standings are concerned, with the men's singles, no doubt who's #1. Chen Long having won 5 Super Series titles this year. Kenta Momota having won 2. So 7 of the previous 10 Super Series events won by those top 2 players. Well, Chao Tien-chen moved up 1 place above Lin Dan, and the 2 Danes swapped positions after the French Super Series. Lee Chong-wei, who won the French Open, isn't even on the list. He's only played 4 Super Series tournaments prior to this, but he did move up 5 places to number 33. Only 5 different players winning Super Series this year in the men's singles discipline. And here at the China Open, well, only 4 seeds left by quarter-final stage and only 5 different nations. By semi-final stage, as you can see, the first semi-final is in progress, and Chen Long, the 3-time winner of this event, is currently a game up against Sung Wan Ho. But the 2 Chinese players left in the draw, I can tell you, 8 China Open titles between them. Isn't that incredible? Chen Long and Lin Dan. 8 China Open titles. Lee Chong-wei, of course, has been in the final of this event twice previously, 2007 and 2008, the first 2 years of the Super Series. 2 Danes at quarter-final stage, and of course Jung, who had that terrific final in Singapore against Kenta Momota, had definite opportunities to win his first ever title, but it didn't happen. We ought to mention the qualifier as well from China at quarter-final stage. He just fell shy of becoming the first qualifier in the men's singles event to reach the semi-final of the China Open. Shi won the Youth Olympic Games we were discussing earlier today. Youth Olympic Games in Nanjing last year. And of course, in fact, Shi Yuqi helped carry the Olympic flag into the stadium in the opening ceremony of those Youth Olympic Games. Very proud moment for him to do so. And very good for badminton too.